Okay, this is going to be about a revised video drawing lines. Now, you can go in here, and draw lines, and it's advisable, to leave the corner setting to smooth, um, just for the hell of it, because it's no big deal, and set interpolation to adaptive, so that it makes the corners nice and, or the line segments nice and smooth if they're curved. Um, but you click and start to draw a line. If you hold shift, it'll constrain it orthogonally. However, when you're in line draw mode, you can't change anything, so you gotta, hit the right mouse button to stop out, which is very primitive. But at any rate, apparently most people just draw things orthogonally like this, even though, like I said, since I got that corner mode set to this, you can pull a curve. And if you hit, S, it'll turn you into snap mode, so, you can snap to segments or whatever, but remember, it won't respond to a, since we don't have anything else. We can't, snap to the midpoint of a line that's in progress, so you'd have to stop out if you wanted to do that, and, damn it, and go back into line mode. Then I could, finish it off like that, if I wanted to. But now let me toggle the snaps off. But like if I wanted to draw something like this, okay, and I go in to where the starting point is near my cursor, it'll ask me if I want to close it. So that's how to close it, the spline. But at any rate, oh, damn it. I guess these two aren't attached, even though I drew them that way. But anyway, you do multiple selections by holding Control while you select, just for future reference. But if you go into the Modify mode, you can go into the vertices, and I can convert them, to, smooth, for example, or back to corner, or to brassiere, which has a two-handle type brassiere, or I can convert it to brassiere corner, which allows you to split these things independently. Anyway, if you want to insert some more vertices, you can use the Refine tool. That allows you to put more vertices in your drawing. And just be sure to turn it back off, because it's like a mode switch. So that way you can go and grab some of these things and move them around if you wanted to. Incidentally, there are several, if you right click here, there's several toolbars like layers and snaps that, you might want to consider leaving up. If you got the room, I don't know where you put these, but I don't know if I want them there, but I don't know if they'll fit up there or not. But anyway, I'm just saying, those might come in handy. Now, of course, if you go into the segment editor, you can easily grab a segment and move or rotate or scale them. So of course, to step out of that, you can just go click that, or do it on the right click menu like I did before. And you can also, again, in segment mode, go down and divide if you want. So I can divide that segment into 4, 5 equal segments, just like that. So, each and every one of these is selectable. And of course, you can go into vertex mode and do wacky shit like control select more than one segment, and do stuff like that with them. And apparently you can select a vertex and just hit delete too. And of course, to stop out of edit mode, select that, and then you can go select another object, and you can go down to the one useful tool he talks about, but you got to go into spline mode. It's the outline tool. I might hit Control Z so that undoes it. If you go from center, it'll actually grow the thing like that. So from the center point, but it deletes the original. Versus just doing it from without the center selected. It grows it in one direction or the other, depending on which way you choose. I don't know how I did it on the last video. For some reason, it grew it from the as an outline, but I'm not sure why I did that. And apparently, another way of doing that, let me hit Control Z, is just use the outline button, just click it, and then you can click and drag it whichever direction you want. So, and just be sure to turn it off. Now I guess, let me try this. Yeah. So I've created multiple outlines now, based on the center. By doing it again, because this thing resets itself every time you let it off. So the only way to undo it is to, Control Z it, because it's always set to 0. So let's see what happens. The outline's still set on. Alright, does the same sort of thing. It's outlining the whole thing, so it's got to, by default, go to center. But anyway, these two shapes, are basically part of the same shape right now. But you can go and hit detach, and it'll attach that as a new object. So, but otherwise it's part of the same object until you do that. Alright, if you go back to the vertex level now, I could, like select these vertices, oops, Control select, and go, use chamfer and fillet. So, that'll change them. And I assume that, you can do it in fillet mode too, but of course none of these are selected anymore, so I could probably go, well, I guess it doesn't allow you to do that. So, oh yeah, there it goes. You just got to pull it this way. So, yeah, drag it that way, and you can just kind of manually fillet it. But again, once you do it, the only way to undo it is to Control Z, and then then you can redo it. Because I can't just reselect the vertices because they're already pulled off. So now you can, when two vertices are close together, you can kind of weld them together. So you can select it, and hit weld, but it's got to be within a certain threshold. So and I assume, yeah, see, this is a single action key, it's not a toggle. So there. You know, that threshold, you know, there's no indicator of how big it really is, so you got to be like situationally aware. And I don't know if this resets every time. You do have this automatic welding, which probably works within this threshold here. You know, so you know, if a bunch of points get created, you could have them automatically weld each other, I'd imagine. Okay, and then like I said, don't forget, you know, you can have access to all these different functions up here as well as clicking on here. But
once converted into an editable spline, you can access subcomponents.
Fucking piece of shit. But you know, just remember you gotta, you know, toggle that to edit something else.